be relaxed is to be able to immediately perceive the stimuli that you want to perceive. And I think the key to blocking the arrow is achieving an alpha state, and it's a very subtle process. If I think about the guy standing there drawing an arrow down on my chest, usually I have to step out and not take the shot. It took a while to work up to the speed, but I think that I could probably train anyone to do it. I did it, and then I tried to assist athletes in general on becoming quicker. There's a beauty in efficiency. To catch one, I have to start closing my hand when it leaves the bow. If I wait, then I'm too late. There's no time for thought. There's just enough of your conscious self transcendent to the entire experience that, as Mishima says, you're seen without words, a union of mind and body that is rarely achieved. The ultimate ideal is to be master of yourself and your emotions. To be an alpha is to catch the arrow.
Good evening. Earlier, Jim Mather broke a speeding arrow in flight.
We knew you'd want to meet him and see more of this incredible karate expert in action.
Welcome again, Jim Mather.
Welcome, Jim. It's nice to have you back. What you did on our show last season, your stunt was one of the most incredible feats that we've seen. Let's go back and take another look at what you did for our cameras.
Okay, this is a straight shoot. I'm watching the tip of the arrow, waiting for the release, and also kind of looking at the angle of the shaft at release to see where it's going so I can calculate whether I have to move my hand up or down. I generally start trying to close my hand when it leaves the bow in order to get it closed in time.
It's moving in the air. It isn't going straight, is it?
No, it fishtails, it corkscrews, it does a lot of different things.
Jim, you say that it's 10 times as difficult to break an arrow. Why?
I estimate that to catch is 10 times harder than to deflect. To break it is probably 10 times harder than to actually catch.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Would you show us?
Of course.
Terrific.
Good luck. Thank you.
We'll step back.
Let's take another look at that arrow break in slow motion. Thank you, Jim Mather. You are indeed incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, I heard rumors that in America there existed a man who could do an incredible trick. The only problem was, could he do it within the confines of a studio? We got in touch, thought he might be able to. So it's my very great pleasure to ask you to welcome Jim Mather. Jim is from California, which accounts for the funny dress. And is this regular going out dress in California now?
Not currently. It's a costume based on a 17th century samurai outfit.
Oh, it's lasted well.
Yes.
Yes. What actually do you do for a living?
I run a karate school in San Jose, California.
Teach people to leap at bricks and stuff.
Right.
Funny that, you know, no brick has ever attacked me. I find it strange. What does the word karate actually mean?
Karate means empty hand art, meaning that it's fought without weapons. But it originally evolved out of weapon systems. When the Japanese government banned weapons in Okinawa, they kind of evolved into a weaponless system.
Oh. Now, what you do, in fact, goes a bit beyond that, doesn't it? It's not normal
No, not normal.
in the school. No?
Slight bit beyond.
A slight bit beyond. It's a long way beyond. And I know you've incorporated it into a little playlet, and we're going to only show the highlights of that tonight. But nevertheless, you go and join your team, and I'll explain to the audience exactly what it's all about. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Mather. Jim has brought several members over of the Californian Academy, and normally they incorporate all their skills into a little playlet, as I've said. We've only time for the highlights, and I'll explain exactly what happens as you see it happening. What has already happened in the story is that a young boy played by Dan Mather, Jim Mather's son, is having a dream because he's been mugged earlier in the day, and now he dreams he has befriended two martial art masters and in fact becomes one himself. In the dream, Dan Mather, the young boy, he becomes a master of nunchaku, and he shows off a little with it in front of his two new friends. The nasty guy reappears and fires an arrow. And the real master of nunchaku smashes it to pieces. An incredible feat considering the speed of the arrow. Another one of the masters of this art, Gary Nakahama, himself a karate champion, now demonstrates the bow staff. Very similar, of course, to the device used by Robin Hood and his merry men in days of yore. And if you watch the end of the stick, you'll realize with the speed you could get a very nasty crack on the head, or when he lunges forward, somewhat of a stomachache. Gary Nakahama. Good, isn't it? And you've already seen Jim Mather split one of these in half using a device known as nunchaku. But the thing that made him world famous was the fact he can catch these as they fly through the air with his bare hand. Watch closely. Congratulations. How long does it take you to learn that?
I've been doing it for about 20 years.
20 years, wow. You see, the thing that gets me is you've got to time exactly when to close your hand, and this thing is traveling past. You don't have a long time, do you?
No.
You're very reliant on the archer.
Right. That helps.
Kurt Eppel.
Right, Kurt
Yeah,
Eppel.
nice guy as well. And of course, I must warn, you know, I admire the talent, but I must warn all the children here and the children who are watching at home, and anybody in fact, do not try this trick. And even the master wears these safety goggle devices, because you got hit once, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the left eye.
In the left eye. And don't think you can also try it, Jim warned me today, with the rubber sucker type.
That's right.
The surgeon warned you against that, didn't he?
That's right.
He said that there's more eyes lost through blunt objects going in than sharp ones. So it's a strong warning. Now, we're going to ask you to do, well, me a favour and the show a favour. Can I just have this over here, Debbie? I see they call your assistant Debbie also, yeah? Now, Debbie has brought this. All the great acts have assistants called Debbie.
I see.
And this for me. Thank you very much. And I should have. What is this?
This is a compound bow, and
It's got pulleys fitted.
Right.
What they're for?
it's a pulley system that essentially allows a bow of a much shorter size to achieve the same amount of power as, say, a 6-foot longbow would.
I see. So compared with the last one, all this pulley system is pushing it out about 3 times as fast.
Yes, much quicker.
I noticed at rehearsal we could actually hear them.
Oh, yeah.
You can hear
I can hear them coming.
You can hear them coming. Well, that helps, I suppose.
Right.
And we're going to ask your bowman to shoot this arrow, which has got a tip on it. And I'll explain that as he did. Kurt, would you come in? Ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Epple, the bowman. Good night, round applause. Thank you. What we've done is, you see, we've set up a couple of doors, and these are the sort of doors you'd find in English houses, and Kurt is going to show us not so much how sharp the arrow is, but the speed of the bow and the power of that bow. Right through one door and into the next, I think, from here. And that's pretty powerful, isn't it? And you've got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, that these things are not designed to go through wood. They're just designed to go through animal matter. Some of it human. So at least you've removed the points. But even so, these things can be dangerous.
Yes.
And how fast do they go, you know, off the longbow we saw before?
Well, at this distance, I would estimate that it's traveling approximately 100 miles an hour.
And that bow that we're about to see gives about 3 times that power, but of course, because of the weight, the speed will be reduced to about, what, 170?
Somewhere in that range, I would imagine.
That's not, at 170, that's not very far, is it, to go past and grab it? I wish you luck, and thank you for trying on the show.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Mather. Don't try it, Jim. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just amazing. I don't know what speed that was going, but from where I was sitting over there, that was fast. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Mather.